Ever feel like you've hit a wall in your training? You show up day after day pushing yourself, but suddenly, progress just stops. It's like you're running into an invisible barrier that refuses to budge, no matter how hard you try. You're consistent, eating right, sleeping well, doing everything the experts recommend. You track your nutrition, stick to your program, and even prioritize recovery. Yet, the weights aren't getting any lighter, and your numbers on the bar seem stuck. You start to question everything: your program, your diet, even your dedication. Maybe you wonder if you're just not cut out for this, or if you're missing some secret ingredient. It's frustrating and demoralizing, and you're not alone. Every athlete, from beginners to pros, faces this wall at some point. But what if the real barrier isn't your muscles, your genetics, or your willpower, but your brain? What if the key to breaking through isn't just physical, but deeply mental? We focus so much on building muscle, tracking sets and reps, and perfecting our form. But strength isn't just about muscle fibers. It's governed by your brain and central nervous system, the true command center of your body. This command center is more complex than any muscle group. It coordinates every movement, decides how much force you can produce, and even determines when to hold you back. Your brain's top priority isn't your next PR or personal best, it's keeping you safe. It's constantly scanning for threats, both real and imagined, and it will step in to limit your performance if it senses danger. It constantly monitors for danger and steps in to protect you, even if it means holding back your performance. This is why you might feel strong one day and weak the next, even if nothing else has changed. That's why progress stalls, no matter how hard you work. It's not always about effort or discipline. Sometimes, it's your brain pulling the brakes. Understanding this mental barrier is the first step to unlocking new strength. When you realize that your mind can limit or unleash your physical power, you open the door to new possibilities. Your brain can be your greatest ally or your biggest limiter. The difference lies in how you train it, just like you train your body. Let's learn how to get it on your side. In this series, we'll explore practical strategies, real-life examples, and the science behind unlocking the strength that's already inside you by harnessing the power of your brain. Imagine your body as a high-performance car, engineered for speed and power. But even the most powerful car is useless without a skilled driver behind the wheel. Your muscles are like the engine, providing the raw power. But your brain, that's the driver, making every decision and controlling every move. Every single movement, from the smallest twitch to the heaviest lift, starts with a signal from your brain. This signal travels down your spinal cord, through a network of nerves, and finally reaches your muscles. The strength and quality of that signal determines how many muscle fibers are activated and how forcefully they contract. The more muscle fibers your brain can recruit at once, the more strength you can generate. That's why maximum strength isn't just about having big muscles. It's about how efficiently your brain can recruit and coordinate those muscles. You might see two athletes with similar muscle size, but the one with better neural control will often lift more. Think of it this way. You could have a powerful engine, but if the driver hesitates or doesn't push the pedal all the way down, you'll never reach top speed. Mental hesitation, fear, or lack of focus can limit your performance, no matter how strong your muscles are. That's why training for strength isn't just about lifting heavier weights. It's about training both your muscles and your mind. Drills that improve reaction time, focus, and mental resilience can make a huge difference. Building muscle, what we call hypertrophy, makes your engine bigger. But neural adaptation is what makes the driver more skilled, confident, and assertive. This is why beginners often get stronger quickly, even before their muscles grow. Their brains are learning to send stronger, more coordinated signals. Most people focus only on building muscle, neglecting the brain's crucial role. They might spend hours in the gym, but never practice visualization, focus, or mental rehearsal. But often, breaking through a plateau isn't about adding more weight or doing more reps. It's about improving the brain's command over your muscles, learning to fire more fibers, more efficiently, and with better timing. The real secret to unlocking your strength? Teaching your brain to unleash your full potential. Visualization, mental cues, and focused practice can all help your brain send stronger, clearer signals to your muscles. That's where the biggest gains are hiding, not just in your muscles, but in your mind. When you train your brain, you unlock new levels of performance you never thought possible. So don't just train your body, train your command center. Incorporate mental training, visualization, and focus exercises into your routine. That's how you break through barriers, set new records, and truly unlock your strength. The journey to real power starts in your brain. We all know that burning sensation in your muscles at the end of a tough set, that's called peripheral fatigue. Peripheral fatigue happens when your muscles run low on fuel, like ATP and glycogen, and lactic acid builds up, making it harder for your muscles to contract. But there's another kind of fatigue that's less obvious, central fatigue. This one starts in your brain and nervous system, not your muscles. Think of peripheral fatigue like a toaster overheating. The appliance itself is getting too hot and can't keep working. Central fatigue, on the other hand, is like the entire house losing power. The problem isn't with the toaster, but with the electricity that powers everything. When you're experiencing central fatigue, you might feel sluggish, your coordination drops, and your reaction times slow down, even if your muscles still have energy left. You might notice a general sense of being off, like you can't focus or your body just isn't responding the way you want. Sometimes your muscles still have plenty of energy, but your brain dials down the signal it sends, almost like it's putting on the brakes to protect you from overdoing it. That's why you can feel completely exhausted after just a few heavy lifts, even if you didn't do many repetitions. Your nervous system is working overtime to generate those powerful signals. Your nervous system gets tired from sending those intense, repeated signals, especially during heavy or explosive training. Recognizing this brain-tired feeling is crucial for managing your training and recovery. Tracking your mood, focus, and motivation can help you spot central fatigue before it leads to burnout. Remember, it's not always your muscles that need rest. Sometimes it's your mind and nervous system that need a break. Mental recovery techniques like meditation, deep breathing, or even just a good night's sleep can help. Understanding the difference between muscle and brain fatigue helps you train smarter, avoid overtraining, and make better progress. Don't ignore the warning signs from your nervous system. Pushing through central fatigue can lead to poor performance, increased injury risk, and long-term setbacks. Central fatigue is often the real limiter behind many training plateaus. By learning to recognize and manage it, you'll unlock new levels of strength and performance. When you step up to lift something heavy, your brain is always on high alert, like a protective parent watching over you, constantly scanning for any sign of danger or risk. If your brain senses that the load might be too much, it doesn't just let you go all out. Instead, it activates what scientists call the central governor, a built-in safety mechanism that limits how much strength you can actually use. This governor isn't a physical part you can see or touch. It's more like a software program running in your brain, constantly adjusting your output to keep you safe and prevent injury, even if your muscles could actually handle more. That's why, in life or death emergencies, people sometimes perform superhuman feats, like lifting a car off someone. In those moments, the governor temporarily switches off, letting you tap into your body's full potential. But in everyday training, the governor is always active. It's the reason you might feel like you're hitting a wall, even when you know you've got more in the tank. It's your brain's way of keeping you safe, but it can also hold you back from reaching your true potential. Here's the good news. Your brain can learn. With consistent, safe training, you can teach your brain to trust your body with heavier and heavier loads. Each time you complete a lift without injury, you're sending a message. It's safe. I can handle this. Every successful lift, every small win, helps to slowly raise your internal limit. Over time, your brain recalibrates, allowing you to access more of your true strength. Getting stronger isn't just about building bigger muscles. It's about convincing your brain that it's safe to let you use the strength you already have. Mental focus, visualization, and confidence all play a huge role in this process. With every session, you're not just training your muscles, you're recalibrating your internal safety system, teaching your brain to trust your body's capabilities. The mental game is just as important as the physical. Visualization, positive self-talk, and building confidence can all help convince your brain to loosen its grip. So remember, train your brain as much as your body, and you'll find the governor loosening its grip, unlocking strength you never knew you had. Picture a lifter stepping up for a new max bench press, heart pounding, hands chalked, eyes fixed on the bar. The anticipation is real, and the weight feels heavier than ever. The bar moves off the chest but suddenly stalls at the infamous sticking point. The lifter's muscles are shaking, face contorted with effort, but the bar just won't budge. It's easy to assume the muscles have simply given out, but in reality it's the brain stepping in, acting as a safety governor. As the strain increases, the brain senses potential danger, like muscle tears or joint injury. It sends an inhibitory signal down the nervous system, dialing back muscle output to protect the body. To the lifter, it feels like pushing against an immovable wall. But it's not just the weight, it's their own brain pulling back the throttle, prioritizing safety over brute force. Drop the weight, and suddenly the same lifter can rep out lighter loads with ease. This is proof the muscles weren't truly exhausted, they were just being held back. This neural inhibition is also why your form starts to break down when you're tired, even with weights you normally handle well. The brain's protective mechanism makes it harder to coordinate movement. As your nervous system fatigues, coordination suffers. Movements get sloppy, and the risk of injury rises. This is why experienced lifters often stop a set before their form collapses. The brain is signaling it's time to stop, even if your muscles feel like they could grind out one more rep. This is called central fatigue, and it's a crucial part of training safely. Recognize when your brain is calling it a day. Sometimes the smartest move is to rack the bar, rest, and come back stronger. Respect those signals. Ignoring them can lead to poor technique, stalled progress, or even injury. Listening to your brain is how you build real lasting strength. Remember, your nervous system, not just your muscles, decides when enough is enough. This is why elite athletes train both body and mind, using techniques like visualization, breathing, and even meditation to push their limits safely. Train smarter by listening to your body and your brain. That's how you unlock your true strength and keep progressing for the long haul. Have you ever wondered why, even when your body feels ready, your brain seems to hold you back? It's not just about willpower. There are real, biological reasons your mind sometimes hits the brakes on your strength. One of the biggest culprits is overtraining, pushing your body hard, day after day, without enough rest. When you don't give yourself time to recover, your nervous system gets overloaded. Think of your nervous system like a car engine. If you keep revving it into the red zone without letting it cool down, eventually it starts to sputter. Overtraining can lead to poor sleep, irritability, and even a drop in motivation. But it's not just physical training. Life stress is another major factor. Your brain can't always tell the difference between the stress of a heavy squat and the stress of a looming deadline at work or school. Chronic stress, whether from work, relationships, or lack of sleep, leaves your nervous system fatigued before you even touch a weight. This can make your muscles feel weaker and your motivation drop. Fear and negative self-talk also play a huge role. If you're constantly telling yourself, "I can't do this," or "I'm not strong enough," your brain takes those messages seriously. It activates protective instincts, making you more cautious and less willing to push your limits. Self-doubt can be just as limiting as physical fatigue. If you doubt yourself, your brain listens, and it will literally limit your strength output to keep you safe. Even your training routine matters. Monotonous, repetitive workouts can cause neural stagnation. Your brain gets bored and stops adapting. To keep progressing, your brain needs new challenges. Trying new exercises, changing your routine, or even training in a different environment can spark new neural growth and motivation. Without variety, your progress stalls. Your nervous system gets bored and your performance plateaus. So what's the solution? To break through these mental barriers, you need 3 things: rest, confidence, and variety. Prioritize sleep and recovery, build yourself up with positive self-talk, and keep your training fresh and exciting. Keep your brain engaged, rested, and challenged. That's the key to unlocking your true strength and reaching peak performance, both in the gym and in life. So how do you break through those stubborn neural plateaus that hold back your strength gains? The answer lies in training your brain just as intentionally as you train your muscles. Start with recovery. Planned deloads and quality sleep are essential for your nervous system. When you sleep, your brain consolidates motor learning and repairs neural pathways. Even a single night of poor sleep can reduce your strength and coordination, so prioritize at least 7 to 9 hours per night. Train your brain with heavy, low-rep lifts, like squats, deadlifts, and bench presses, to teach it you can handle big loads safely. These lifts recruit the most motor units and force your nervous system to fire efficiently. For example, sets of 3 to 5 reps at 85% or more of your max are ideal for neural adaptation. Use speed work. Move lighter weights explosively to improve your brain's signal speed. This type of training, called dynamic effort, teaches your nervous system to activate muscles quickly. Try 6 to 8 sets of 2-3 reps at 50 to 60% of your max, focusing on maximum speed. Manage stress outside the gym. Meditation, hobbies, and downtime all help your nervous system recover. Chronic stress raises cortisol, which can blunt your strength gains and slow recovery. Even 10 minutes of mindfulness or a creative hobby can make a difference. Your performance in the gym reflects your overall well-being. If you're feeling run down, anxious, or unfocused, your nervous system may be overloaded. Pay attention to these signs. They're your brain's way of asking for a break. Build confidence and mental toughness to convince your brain you're safe and capable. Visualization, positive self-talk, and setting small, achievable goals can rewire your brain for success. For example, before a heavy lift, picture yourself moving the weight smoothly and powerfully. Add variety to your training to keep your nervous system adapting. Changing exercises, rep ranges, or even the order of your lifts challenges your brain to learn new skills and prevents stagnation. Remember, your body is an integrated system. Mind and muscle work together. Practicing the mind-muscle connection during each rep helps your brain recruit the right muscles at the right time, making every lift more effective. Listen to your body, manage fatigue, and train for neural efficiency. Use tools like training logs, heart rate monitors, or even simple self-checks to track your readiness and avoid burnout. The journey to limitless strength is about training your brain as much as your body. Study your technique, learn from each session, and treat every workout as a chance to improve your neural pathways. Unlock your true potential by making your mind your strongest muscle. The more you practice mental skills, like visualization and focus, the more powerful your physical performance becomes. Your greatest strength is waiting. Go claim it. Remember, every rep, every thought, and every recovery counts. Train your brain, and your body will follow.